Very much, Jennifer. We'll be checking in with you from time to time tonight on City TV's live election coverage from Lawndale City Hall. And I can just kind of feel the electricity in the air tonight, Anita,
yes,
because it is a big night.
Big night, absolutely. And as you know, we'll be seeing all the ballots coming in, and we don't know which precinct has come in yet. I'm sure we'll be informed pretty shortly. But as we mentioned before, it's the vote by mail that gets counted first.
Right. And the mayoral seat is the biggest seat that is going to be filled because we're going to have a new mayor in almost a quarter of a century.
Yes, a very long time. Now, as you know, Robert Pullen Miles has a few, actually he has a statement on the ballot, but I'm just going to refer to key points that he had mentioned, that his top priorities include increasing senior and youth services, creating a business local hiring program to benefit our families, and creating a business improvement district to expand our tax base, including public safety, which is one of the very major issues that I know every candidate wants to make sure is implemented. Completion of yes, in every city. Completion of a new park on Larch Avenue is one of his other key priorities, and reforming the code enforcement procedures. So these are some of his top priorities that he would like to tackle.
Like City Manager Steve Mardocki just told us, that's going to be a big issue to try to get some of those redevelopment funds back in the city of Lawndale, which was a very successful program, and the city does look good now, and it's a nice place to come to and work. As
you mentioned in the last election, Lou, it has gone through a renaissance.
So
we've got another set of ballots rolling in.
It's not a bulldozer rolling through.
Yes.
That's a chest full of ballots, and some more ballots are being wheeled in right as we speak. So you're going to hear the ballots being counted once they get loaded into that counting machine inside of the chamber. As a matter of fact, when that starts to happen, maybe we can have Jennifer Murillo show us exactly how that's done when it's being done.
Yeah, and you know what happens, Lou, is that the machine that's in there, which is actually the canvassing board, what they do first with that machine is that they will run 2 tests on the machine, first of all, to make sure that it's running properly. And it's then that they will start looking at every ballot to make sure that, because you know there's ovals on there, and they're supposed to be filling in the oval with a dark pen.
Right.
So they cannot be Xing it out, they cannot be circling it out. So it has to be just filled in with a dark pen. And they need to make sure that that's been done correctly. They need to make sure that there's a signature. They need to make sure, first of all, that these people are registered voters, that they're eligible voters.
And is that done manually before it's loaded in?
That I'm not sure. I'm sure we can ask Pam Jamario. Hopefully, if she gets a chance. She's always very, very busy on election nights. This is her night, I think, you know, and the city clerk's night.
If you can catch her, we'll have
to you can catch her,
get
yes.
a rope, because she's just running around here.
That's right. And other things that they should be looking out for is that if the ballots are not bent, if they're not damaged, if they're not torn, all these are key important issues that they need to be evaluating before they can even put it in that machine to start getting counted. So it's a long process. That's why it takes quite a bit of time, but it will go smoothly, and as soon as we get the results, we will get them to you.
So once again, we're going to have a new mayor here in the city of Lawndale for the first time in almost a quarter of a century. 2 council seats are going to be filled, and we're also going to have a new city clerk tonight. But right now, let's go to one of our other interviews that we rolled on earlier in the day and talk to one of the assistant city managers, Dan Bartleson. Not only does Dan Bartleson wear the assistant to the city manager's hat, but he has a whole closet full of hats. And Dan, thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your busy day to talk to us not only about the hats, but what Dan Bartleson does for the city.
Certainly, there are a lot of hats, and I do wear them frequently. You know, as the assistant to the city manager and human resources director, I get to see a lot of different things for the organization.
I'll bet. Well, what else do you have in there? Because I know that there must be more than that.
Well, certainly. You know, Lawndale's a small organization, so, you know, every one of its employees gets to be involved in numerous projects and numerous parts of the serving the community.
Now, being the human resources director, tell us about the job situation here in the city of Lawndale. How many people are applying? How many jobs are actually open?
That's a great question. Right now we are recruiting for a recreation leader. Generally those people are going to be the staff that is in our parks. They're also going to be in the beautiful community center that we have behind us right now. Those people are going to be the front line. Those are the members of the staff that the community is going to see first. They're going to be checking out balls for basketball. They're going to be coordinating the special events in the community center. You know, they're the people that really are doing a lot of the hard work.
Now that's quite a difference from, say, years in the past where there were so many budget cuts, and that wasn't all that long ago, just within the last months. So is the budget situation changing? Is it looking up?
Certainly, Lawndale did suffer from some budget cuts. Like the other organizations that we have in the South Bay, we did have to do some layoffs in years past. But fortunately, we are seeing budgets rebound. We are seeing our recruitments and our hiring rebound as well. As with the recreation leaders, we anticipate some future full-time hirings, maybe in a new engineering type position, and some other opportunities that will be coming forward. So Lawndale is looking to do great things with its employees.
In comparison to the other cities next door to us, though, we're still doing a lot better here in Lawndale as far as even the cuts in the jobs, correct?
That would probably be correct. You know, we didn't see the significant number of layoffs or reductions in salaries for our employees. You know, our employees have been able to retain and support their retain their positions, support their families, and do the things for the community that they need to do as well as for themselves. You know, we've also sustained our budget and increased our budget as well as our reserves in the last several years, and that's been a huge thing that the City Council has enjoyed.
That's great. Now, what about that new community center? The last elections that we did here, the telecast we did here, they were just breaking ground and building it. The foundations, I think, were going up. How successful is that building across the street?
You know what? It's been it's a whole new world with that community center. That community center has seen all sorts of things from dance classes, karate, and martial arts type classes, as well as special events on the weekends. We now allow the community to rent out the main event room on the 3rd floor there. You see birthday parties, weddings, quinceañeras, also all sorts of events that are going on. And of course, our staff is supporting those events. Even though you have private residents that are having their parties, our staff is there helping them out.
So it was mainly actually the staff from the city that, or did you have to hire new people for that? Did it open up jobs or not really as such?
It definitely opened up jobs. What we've seen is a significant increase in those recreation leaders and in that community center staff to be able to support those events. We need people to be able to go into the gym that's up on the 3rd floor and make sure that people are getting their needs met. We need to make sure that those special events are staffed, you know, so that the community is able to enjoy those events.
Now you have a gym up there?
There is a gym. There is a workout room that's on the 3rd floor, and you're going to see everything from free weights to treadmills and elliptical machines, and it's regularly staffed, and it's always
I've seen
very
it
frequently
actually. Yes,
used.
it's absolutely beautiful.
Really?
I remember the very first days that it opened, I had a nice tour from Tom Strickfaden, actually, our cable TV supervisor, who took me there, and I was impressed by how beautiful, shiny, clean, and amazing equipment there is. So it's absolutely a great
It's all state of the art.
Yeah.
Dan,
yeah.
you're going to have to get some of Tom's staff over there, I think.
I think we will. Tom's staff, you know, they may be so busy with their
That's
sports
true.
casting and certainly events like we have tonight, where you know, they have very little time to be able to get out and enjoy those things.
And you are